So those are the quarterbacks. Let's take a look at, you want running backs or wide receivers from the NFC North? What do you want to look
Let's
at?
do wide receivers. Let's
You
do
want to do
wide
wide
receivers.
receivers? Let's do wide
I like the
receivers.
wideouts.
Tay Adams, Tay Nasty, 1,300 and a half, 1,301 is what he's got to hit in the books. Jefferson, 1,225 and a half. Allen Robinson, 1,075. That just breaks my heart to see that. He's so good, so good. And then TJ Hawkins, 775. We have Hawkinson projected at 823. FTN has Allen Robinson projected at 1159. Jefferson right at 1290. And Davante Adams at 1369. 69, baby. That's how I like it.
Nice.
Davante Adams. Where you at with these lines? And all of them are minus odds. Minus 111 pricing for just about everybody except Jefferson, whose odds are a little bit worse at minus 115. Just a tad bit. Just a tad bit. What do you think about these lines?
So I like a lot of them, honestly. Adams, I love the over there. I think he's doing for 1,500 easy. We haven't projected for only 1,369, but I think 1,500 is very much in the cards. Jefferson, it's a very nice number, especially knowing that he put up 1,400 last year. But that stupid shoulder, man. Like, I just wish I knew that he was going to be healthy and playing, because with a shoulder, he still may be out there running routes. He still may be playing, but he's not 100%. He can't do everything he needs to do to get that, 80, 90 yard pace that he had last year. But I think that 1,225 is very doable. I saw numbers of him at 1,300, which is a lot closer to our projection, but you can get that 1,225 number out there. So if you do like the over, I think you want to take that number. If you want to go under, you think maybe he starts slow, whatever, you take the under on around 1,300. But I think that, you know what? I'm going over. Allen Robinson is interesting because I think we expect a lot from this offense now. Before it was all Allen Robinson all the time. He was like a 140 target guy. And this 1,075 is a very beatable number for a guy who sees his volume. But the question is he going to see that volume this year? And Ray, I'd love to hear your thoughts on that, because I know that we like Mooney. I know we like Kmet. We know Jimmy Graham's still there. I think they do try and run the ball a little bit more, have that balanced attack, even if Fields is a quarterback, because Fields can run. They can run it with David Montgomery. They brought in Damian Williams to do some stuff in the passing game. It's just, I don't know if A-Rob is going to see that 130, 140 targets that he saw previously. Of course, very possible.
Why won't
Very possible. I just think they want to spread the ball a little bit more,
But why? Why do you, and I'm not trying to be a smart, why do you think that? They did not, why do they want to spread the ball around more? He's their best offensive weapon. Listen, say what you want about Dalton, who's not very good. He's probably better than Mitch Trubisky. There's a reason why Nick Foles is third on the depth chart, and Justin Fields is better than anybody that they've had in a long time. He's their number one target. And if we've got him projected at 1159, and what's interesting about Allen Robinson's line, DraftKings has him at over under 1075, but then there are multiple books who have him about 1150. So if you wanted to place the bet, if you were a little conservative, then you bet the over 1075 and then the under 1150, because I think he's going to be probably an 1,100 yard receiver, possibly. I mean, with the extra game, man.
Yeah, that's where I'm with you. Is the extra
I like
game,
the over.
it could be an extra 80 to 90 yards for him. And I think, don't get me wrong, I think it's doable, but I think where I'm concerned a little bit is I don't know what the offense is going to look like with Fields, because as much as I love Fields, it may be a little bit different. He may not be hyper-targeting A-Rob. He hasn't even played with A-Rob yet. So is he going to target Mooney more? Is he going to target Riley Ridley more? Are they going to run more because that offense is going to be better? So that's where I just have a little bit of concerns, but I think the number is very beatable. Like you said, 1075, I think he's hit that already 3 times in his career, and I believe he came very close, if not beating it last year. And then there's TJ Hawkinson. And there's all the Detroit wide receivers. Who are the Detroit wide receivers?
Honestly,
should we tell the people the list?
What is the Detroit starting lineup? Honestly, I'm pulling up their depth chart right now.
So okay, I did look into this before we got on the show.
Okay,
and I wanted to bring this up for our fantasy audience, because for some reason Khalif Raymond is listed as a starter. Rashad Perriman was released, I believe, 2 or 3 days ago when they had roster cuts. So right now the starting wide receivers are Tyrell Williams and Khalif Raymond, who are starting, backed up by Tom Kennedy and Quintez Cephas, and then Amon-Ra St. Brown and Trinity Benson, who I just learned of today, are the third string guys. So what is this offense going to look like? Who's going to be playing? But if I wanted to go pick up a guy off of waiver wire right now in my fantasy league, especially in deep dynasty leagues, it's Khalif Raymond. If he is starting, for any
starting
any
slot.
starter.
He's the starting slot receiver.
Yeah, he'll be starting in the slot.
Yeah,
Like,
they've got Amon-Ra
targets.
at the Z, Amon-Ra at the Z, Tyrell at the X, Khalif Raymond at the slot. Yeah.
There's going to be value in him. There has to be. But getting back to Hawkinson and his number, which I believe was 775.
Yeah, sorry.
He's going to hit that number easy. Like, easy. I think people talk about him getting a crap load of targets. They're going to run the ball, but I think Hawkinson is due for a big year. And I could see him almost hitting 1,000 yards. I know we have him projected for only 823, but I think that there's just a big opportunity for him this year. And if they don't feature him this year, it's just never going to happen. They're only going to get better weapons going forward.
He had like 725 last year. I think he had like 725 last year. So at 775, they're just projecting him to do what he did last year. When we know Jared Goff routinely targeted the tight ends, man. I mean, he's what made people go nuts about Tyler Higbee. So I think Hawkinson is going to lead that team in receptions, probably receiving yards. Khalif Raymond, Tyrell Williams, and Amon-Ra St. Brown. I'll tell you what's going to happen. If I'm a defensive coordinator, I'm single coverage. Like, I'm single high safety. I'll man those dudes up. I'll run a cover 3, cover a third, and I'm loading the box and daring you to throw the ball with Jared Goff. That's what I'm doing. Because Tyrell can get down the field. We know Goff would take a couple of shots, but this is an uninspiring offense, man. It's an uninspiring offense right now. I like Amon-Ra St. Brown. I've routinely said that I think he can have a Terry McLaurin type impact, that rookie wide receiver who's forced into duty because of the lack of talent around him at receiver. And, this is no discredit to Khalif Raymond. He's probably had to work his ass off to become a starting wide receiver in the NFL. But I think Amon-Ra is more talented than Khalif Raymond and more talented than Tyrell Williams at this point in his career. And the fact that Tyrell keeps getting starting jobs and doing absolutely nothing with it is impressive. But Adams, I think he's easy over 1,300. That's it. Like, that's it for Davante Adams? Over. And I looked up Justin Jefferson. The most recent practice report that I saw was from 2 weeks ago, and they said he returned to practice 2 weeks ago. So, in my mind, I think Jefferson is safe. Like, Jets is going to do his thing. I'm taking the over on Allen Robinson. I want the over on all these guys. But for me, I'm pretty sure Hawkinson is projected to have the most receiving yards for the Detroit Lions, right? And if that's the case, there's no way in hell Jared Goff is going to throw for 4,600 yards or whatever. What was it? I got to see that.
43.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not.
It's a lot.
Yeah, Ike said that's a sad receiving core. Sad. I like Amon-Ra, though. I like Amon-Ra.